Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on The Spoken, where it's sports unscripted. Terry Love right here, Derek Williams to my right, Lance Twitwell to my left. Now, sorry about that.
What's missing on my name, man? What's up with that?
Twidwell.
Put a W on this.
T-W-I-D. Okay, here we go. OKC versus Lakers. Sorry about the last time. It seemed like the camera might have cut off once again about that. But anyway, OKC versus Lakers. Now, can the Lakers win this series? Is it too late for the Lakers to win this series, or is that just being foolish talk right now?
No, it is too late for the Lakers to win this series. They had plenty of opportunities to get ahead of this series, to really show the Thunder that they are a team that wants to win championships. Kobe Bryant, obviously there's the whole, is he clutch anymore, and is he disappearing in the fourth quarter and things like that, and there's a lot of questions on this Laker team. You constantly hear the rumors about Mike Brown possibly being fired after his first season. Is Pau Gasol, is he on the decline, or is Andrew Bynum, is he not mentally stable enough to be able to take that next step to become a star in this league? There's a lot of questions on this Lakers team. While quietly, I don't know if you guys disagree with me, quietly the Thunder just kept playing some basketball. I mean, you're not hearing a lot of news coming out of OKC. You're not hearing a lot about, what they can do against the Spurs. You're not hearing about anything really about OKC. It's more about the problems within the Lakers organization. It is too late for the Lakers, but at the same time, this team is not past that place of being able to contend again. Kobe Bryant is still playing effective enough to be able to be a guy that can help lead a team to championships. Do I think this team, the way it is right now, can win championships? No, and I said that all year long. But I think that they can go and get pieces. Unfortunately, Chris Paul didn't get to go there. We'll talk about that some other time. David Stern really screwed that team over, but you can't really talk about that anymore. You have to move on. They have to go into the draft this next season and try to pick up some players, and they got to go into free agency and be very aggressive. Jim Buss has got to show that he deserves that job. He just didn't get it from his father. So I think that this Lakers team can get better, will get better, and we can see what goes on from there. But this series is done.
3-1. What are your chances?
Thank God Lance isn't a coach. I wouldn't want to hear that if I was a player in the locker room. Sure, they got a chance to win the series. The series is still alive. It's only 3-1. Told that to Denver. They were down 3-1. People wrote them off. They came back and took it to 7 games. That's because they got. But the series wasn't over at 3-1.
Right.
The series is over when you win 4. And so they win 4. It's still playing. The Lakers have to. They get away from what they do well in the first half, first 3 quarters.
Give the ball to Bynum.
The ball to Bynum. This Laker team, at the age Kobe's at now, at 34 years old, he's not going to lead us. We're not going to go win a championship going from outside to in. We're going to go from inside to out. We got everything we do with this team has to start with our bigs. They're a matchup nightmare. But until we figure out that simple thing that we're not going to win with Kobe, Kobe's my boy. That's my boy, and I will hold my boy accountable. Kobe, you can't do it by yourself. Start giving the ball up in the fourth quarter, son. I mean, I'm just being real with you. Get these guys some touches. Get it back out to you. Let these guys get going, and then you get going. But when you go away from the bigs like that, when he goes away from the bigs, it hurts the bigs because our bigs, they will get down, and if they're not touching the ball, they will go off. I mean, mentally, they will check out.
Space out.
They will space out, stop rebounding, stop defending, stop getting up the floor, start walking because they're frustrated. And I could, some of that is okay, but at the same time, you're a professional.
Well, unfortunately for Kobe, I think that to his defense, there's not a lot of depth at guard for the Lakers. For the longest time of this year, Derek Fisher was your starting point guard. So in a way, Kobe's kind of feeling like, man, I have Steve Blake on the field, on the court. I have Ramon Sessions, who nobody knew until he became a Laker.
Right.
Who do I really got around me as far as guards are concerned? So he kind of feels like, and I do agree with you. They need to work the ball in.
I know how you feel.
Look at the Lakers. When Kobe was out, they were 5-2 when he was gone. I mean, Andrew Bynum was going off because they worked the ball inside. They went back to where in the early 2000s, the way they used to work it into Shaq, and then throw it back out for the open 3-pointer. That is how you get it. That's the way you do it. But unfortunately, there's not enough weapons on this team that as far as guards are concerned, they can knock down those shots consistently.
The main problem
Kobe tries to take over, and that's what happened.
Another problem with this team is it doesn't have another guy on the perimeter other than Kobe who can create offense for himself.
Exactly.
Not somebody who's waiting on someone drive and kick guy. You need another perimeter guy who can create his own offense. This Laker team doesn't have that until they get it And they're going to need it more than now than ever because Kobe Bryant is 34 years old. They have to get it. And until they get it, they're not going to. But the series is not over with.
So who wins tonight?
Lakers. Lakers win tonight by 6. They go in there and steal that game, and they're going back to Cali.
Some people think the Lakers may be going back by themselves. What do you think, Lance?
I don't have the Lakers winning this game. I'm sorry, guys. I would like to see this go into to be a further series, but OKC is going to go hot at them. They're going to go fast. They're going to do whatever they can to just finish the series now. It's now or never for, I think, OKC. They, like I said, they've been playing great basketball. I think they win by 12.
12. Wow, that's very much interesting.
No, don't get me wrong. It's not going to be like that surmountable lead the whole game. It's going to be towards the fourth quarter where the Lakers start to foul and try to get back in it, and they end up getting the bonus free throws. That's what ends up happening. So I wouldn't say it's a 12-point blowout. I'd say it's a 12-point lead at the end of the game. That's just what happens to be the game.
You know, Westbrook did take that game over, Game 5 over.
He took it over.
37 points, man. That's 37 points for your point guard.
Pass it off to Durant at the end to do that walk. I love that walk.
Oh, man.
I think everybody ought to know with that kind of shot that Durant was shooting. He's got that pull-up, rock you. I mean, he
got in a rhythm.
I see Kevin Durant's mom jumping up and down about 30 times this game, and then he gives her a thankful kiss.
Comes in.
I've been impressed with Durant. He's taking the challenge of stepping up and guarding Kobe late in games. He's hit some big shots. I think when Kobe moves on, I think Durant is putting himself right there to be the best closer that we have in basketball.
Okay, one last thing. Harden holding Kobe. What do you think about that? Is he doing a good job?
He was getting cooked. If you listen to the announcer, Reggie Miller and them were screaming for Brooks to take him off of Kobe. And they had to do it because Kobe was working on 30-something points in the third quarter and something. They had to get him off of him. Durant held him. You know, Durant's long, athletic. You know, you have to, gives Kobe a little problems trying to shoot over him. But I mean, Harden was getting cooked.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately for James Harden, he just faced one of the best players to ever play basketball. So him cooking is not really a big surprise. But yeah, James Harden really did struggle against Kobe. There's no way Scott Brooks can responsibly put him back on him. You see the struggles. For some reason, it's just a matchup nightmare. They're gonna have to either switch off Durant and Westbrook on him back and forth. Throw out the big there when they try to go around the pick and screens and all that stuff. Yeah, there's no way James Harden has to guard him tonight. I wouldn't do that to the kid. To me that would mentally hurt somebody. Honestly, you try to put Cephalosha. I mean, my God, that guy plays the best defense I think of all the guys on the Thunder against Kobe. So if I was doing anything, whether it's zone or anything, I'd make sure that guy is surrounding Kobe Bryant almost all times.
That's why I'm giving the Lakers still a shot to win this series because I'm not a big fan of Scotty Brooks. I mean, his coaching sometimes is not very questionable. And he could blow a couple of games in this series and let the Lakers right back in it. Will he? I don't know. We'll see.
All right, last thing is Popovich is rumored to be taking over the Olympic team. We'll find out more information about that and present to you on The Spoken. Thank you for joining us on our NBA playoffs. Spoken, here it is. Sports Unscripted. Terry Love, Lance Whitwell.
There it is.
Derek Williams.
I'm proud of you. You got it right that time.
All right, Spurs at home, San Antonio waiting for this game. So I'm not sure who they probably going. Probably actually going for OKC to win.
They probably going for OKC because San Antonio, you don't want to see the Lakers.
Oh, that's very much interesting.
According to you, no one wants to see the Lakers. So.
Until next time, thank you for joining us.